If your Magento store is running slow, you're probably losing thousands in sales. And the worst part, you don't even see it happening. Every second your site lags, your conversions drop. I work with Magento stores doing 7 and 8 plus figures, and most of the performance advice out there, it actually can make things worse. We had a Magento store doing around 7 million a year. Their product pages were slow, and bots were hitting the site and making everything worse. They were losing sales, and they didn't know why. There are a few fixes that actually work, and most people spend money on the wrong ones. By the end of this video, I'll show you what to focus on and what to avoid so that you can make sure that your website is performing in tip-top shape and you aren't losing sales silently. So first off, let's start with what actually works. And honestly, you'll want all of these things in place. First, we want to make sure you have full page caching with Varnish. This is one of the biggest wins, but most stores either set it up wrong or never quite test it properly. Next, you want to use a CDN for your static assets. And this isn't really just about file size. It's about distribution. It gets your content closer to your customer and closer to where their location is. And then we see this time and time again, turning on production mode. Many people forget how that they need to turn on production mode and get it out of developer mode. And that alone will just make things so crawl. It's not even funny. Then we want to make sure that we are optimizing our images. We want to use modern formats like WebP and remove anything you're not actually using. We see a lot of image bloat on our client site. And we also want to disable unused modules in it. We had a client where just fixing the caching and a few of these 3 basic things cut their load time. We had a client where just fixing the caching and a few of these basic things cut their load time by 2 to 3 seconds. And when that happened, performance improved immediately and conversions followed. They were shocked that that was what was pulling down their conversion rates. And now that you know what actually works, let's talk about the traps that waste your money with Magento. This is something, unfortunately, most store owners get misled in. You're told you just need a bigger server. Or you might be told, install this optimization extension. But does it actually really work? Bigger servers don't fix bad code. Optimization extensions don't fix structural problems. Most of them are like painkillers. What you need is surgery. Most performance plugins are just band-aids. They hide the problem. They don't fix the problem. And bloated themes, they are the silent killers. They might look great, and we've seen great looking websites, but under the hood, they crush your performance. They just have too much code bloat behind them. So if these fixes don't actually work, how do you know who to trust? Magento's performance isn't just about speed. It's about who's working on your website. We've seen stores where they were already optimized by another agency. They had the caching set up. They had a strong server. On paper, everything looked right, but the site was still slow because the caching configuration was never tuned for real traffic. The previous team assumed it was a server problem, which is a common thing when you find a developer who doesn't understand servers too. But when we looked at it, the server was barely being used. The issue was the caching setup. Once we corrected that, performance improved without changing the server at all. They had the right size of server. This is why you need someone who understands both Magento as well as server performance and deep server, inner workings, not just one or the other. I want you to make sure that you have that, whether it's with us or with someone else. So when you're looking for a developer, make sure you have that. Now that you know which fixes are actually worth your time, there's one more silent killer we haven't talked about yet. Plugins. We kind of lightly talked about it. I've seen companies lose thousands in sales a day sometimes just because they have too many plugins or the wrong plugins. If you want to check yours, click on the video on the screen and I'll walk you through it right now.